You are watching Park TV.
Welcome to Monadnock Tonight with your host, Steve Jackson, coming to you live from the amazing Park Theater in downtown Jaffrey, New Hampshire. Now sit back, relax. Here's Steve.
Well, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Greetings and hello, friends, and welcome to the Park Theater and Park TV's Monadnock Tonight. It is Thursday, June 3rd, 2021. It's just a little after 5 p.m. here on the East Coast of America, and this is show number 78. Believe it or not, we're close to 80, working our way up to 100. Be here with us. It's about 73 degrees outside, partly cloudy and partly sunny, partly cloudy. And yes, I am Steve Jackson, the CEO of the Park Theater and your host. And so glad you could join us. We are broadcasting from the box office of the new Park Theater Performing Arts Center right here in downtown Jaffrey. In fact, I did not turn it off, but behind me is actually something that you're going to be seeing, not on that screen, but in screens around the theater. That is called Loop TV, and it will be, it'll entertain you with some music videos, but it will have information about everything going on at the park, all of our upcoming concerts, movies, schedules, what's good at the concession stand, all sorts of information, and they're going to be kind of in several spots all throughout the theater. But we've just been testing it right now, and it's got all sorts of musical genres. So we can have swing and big band in the evening. We can have contemporary pop or rock and roll or oldies, or mix the whole thing up all day long. But so a little something to visually entertain you, and but there'll also be trailers for movies on there that we're going to be showing, and we're getting things ready for you. And so it's getting closer and closer and closer. And our cinema equipment is the beginning of the install. We've already had the beginning in some ways because we put in all the infrastructure of the wiring, because we have 12 surround speakers in our main auditorium. That was done already. That's been completed, and the other network wiring for all that type of stuff, but the speaker wire is in. But the speakers themselves are going to start to be installed next week, and by the end of the month, we'll have all of our projector in the William David Epps Auditorium and our second projector in the Michael B. King Auditorium. Very exciting. And, you know, films have been kind of on hold a lot over the past year for obvious reason. Some they released to streaming services, but some they've held back. And like the James Bond film, No Time to Die, is scheduled in October. We are hoping to be presenting that to you. Steven Spielberg's new West Side Story is coming in December. I think it's December. And a lot of big films. As they've started to come into the theaters now, people are slowly getting back into theaters. But it's moving in a good direction. So we are prepping ourselves and getting ourselves all ready for us to open the theater. And still don't have a date for you, but I can tell you it's closer than you think. So, what do we have today? Well, today the show is all about the park. It's things happening with the park, things for the park. So we're talking about ourselves today, but I think it's all good information. It's fun information that you'll be able to use. And first thing is just to remind you of the virtual, all the virtual shows that we have coming up, and we have many of them. I'm just going to give you the list, and I'll go into some detail on some of them. Some of these folks have already done one live performance. They're doing multiples. But Alastair Fraser and for coming up soon, Saturday, and Natalie Haas, wonderful group. They did most of the soundtrack for Ken Burns' Civil War. The very unique R&B stylings of Macy Gray. She already performed once. I think it was on May 30th, but she's back again. And again, these are all fresh live performances on June 6th at 8 p.m. online. And the Beach Fossils, if you love new independent, up-and-coming bands, the Beach Fossils, as well as, Buffalo Rose, I think, has been around a little bit longer. But the last three there on the bottom are all, you've got on Thursday night, if you want something to watch that's fun and interesting, you've got a lot of different styles of music. And POD, again, with I think their final live concert for us, coming from San Diego, I believe, is on June 10th, and that's at 9 p.m., a little bit later because it's coming from the West Coast live, from the Petco Center, I think is where that comes from. Any of this information you want to find out about, just go to virtualparktheater.com. Again, those are Alastair Fraser, Natalie Haas. 20. Almost all of these. Some start at 15, but most all of them are around $20 per household to get the live stream that you can beam up to your large screen TV. The Beach Fossils from Brooklyn. They will be live from Brooklyn on June 10th at 8 p.m. There, it's only 15. And Buffalo Rose with special guest Inez, June 10th. And that's at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tickets for that one are 10. And the folks that power this, as it says, they're powered by mandolin, really have wonderful things to say about Buffalo Rose and that kind of a folk country bluegrass sound. So they really want to try to get a lot of people, a lot of attention to Buffalo Rose, and I think that's why the tickets are even more affordable at $10. Huge show. I talked about it last week. I won't go over it too deeply, but the 48th annual Telluride Bluegrass Festival. This is 7 days of music. And on our time, it begins about 5 p.m. Eastern and finishes around 12:30 a.m. So you've got a real nonstop evening of some of the best bluegrass music, or the best bluegrass music in the country. 2 sessions. There will be the first weekend is June 11th to the 14th. The second is June 17th to the 20th. You can get a whole day's pass, starting from 5 p.m. going to 12:30 a.m. They're $30. When you go to Virtual Park Theater and you click on the Telluride Bluegrass icon for tickets, you will see other options, because if you buy more than a couple of days, there are discounts, so it's not all $30 a day, and then they have a whole bunch of other options for you. So you can look at all the ticketing options. But all of the activity comes live. Dierks Bentley, the Punch Brothers, Bella Fleck and Abigail Washburn, Emmylou Harris, Mavis Staples, Del McCoury, Jerry Douglas Band, Crooked Still, the Yonder Mountain String Band, all of these, and more. These are just the initial. They're adding more every day. So I think you will get a great kick out of that, the Telluride Bluegrass Festival. Now, I talked about this last week. I'm just going to get into it a little bit deeper. As I said at the top of the show, we're getting very close to opening. So we need volunteers. It is the lifeblood of any nonprofit, but especially theaters. Nonprofit theaters need volunteers, and we're trying to create a team, upwards of 100 people that we can have within our database that are available to us and can work a show a day, work in our office, all sorts of things that we can do. But people have been asking us, okay, well, what are those things that we can do? Well, here we go. There. So they can be, we're going to have ticket takers in multiple locations for the if you're taking the elevator or if you're taking the stairs. Some for one of the. Sometimes we'll have simultaneous shows. We'll need them at one location. We'll need them at another location. Ushers definitely need ushers all over the place. We will have a concierge. This takes a little bit more work, but not a lot in terms of us teaching you and training you, because we want folks, when they come to see any of our shows, especially if they're out of town, if they need help with a restaurant, if they decide to spend the night, they don't want to drive home to Worcester or Gardner or Concord, they can, we'll help them. And so we're going to have a database of all of our hotels in the area, of all our restaurants, and our concierge will help with upcoming shows that you can buy tickets for, in addition to the box office. Membership desks. We're going to have memberships where you will get discounts by supporting us as a member from a fairly low figure yearly amount to a little bit higher, and you get more benefits as it goes up. So we'll have a membership desk that is open certainly most weekends that are selling our memberships. The concession stands. We have one main concession stand. We will have others, at least two others, working in the box office. A big part of what we're going to be able to facilitate when we have a huge show, not every show, huge show, are parking guides who are going to have radios, walkie-talkie radios, and helping people park in the area. Then we actually get to the other side of the equation, which is show production, and especially if you have any history and experience in show production. Fundraising, we're a nonprofit. It happens all the time. We've got to keep fundraising in addition to selling tickets to our shows. We need to get our posters and flyers out so people who have cars that can travel the area. There's a ton of marketing, and if you know social media, we need help there. General administration, flexible scheduling, but if you go to the parktheater.org/volunteer, that's the place to go. Get into our database. You'll fill out a registration form. We will be contacting you. Before we open, a couple of weeks or so, there will be multiple training sessions, and you will learn everything you need to know about the job you're doing and about the way that we want all of our volunteers and our paid staff to treat our guests and our performers too. We want everyone to feel very, very special when they come to the Park Theater. So there is going to be a Park Theater way, and which hopefully we will make it in such a way and that you're going to say, wow, that's kind of remarkable what they do at the Park Theater. They go above and beyond. And that's what we're going to do, because we want you to be a nonstop fan of this theater. And so everyone who works for us is going to be taught how to make sure and instructed of how to make sure we create that relationship with all of our patrons, that they know that we care for them and will make their experience as memorable as possible. So again, the place to go is, let's see if I have it up here too. There. And be happy. Volunteer and be happy. You can scan that code. As I said before, you can go to the parktheater.org/volunteer, or you can always call us and we can get information down. 532-9300, 532-9300, right there, that number. Copy that number down. Call us and become a volunteer. All right, and then that takes care of the volunteers. But please get the word out even to your friends. It's great to join as a volunteer for a theater with a friend, and it's kind of fun to work together at the theater as friends. So it's a lot, and there's just so much to do, and there's so much. And, I forgot to say the benefits that in terms of things that you'll be able to see here, that volunteers, where we can occasionally get to see shows, see behind the scenes of shows, and really be part of this. And so, but you'll be a team that's respected and admired for what you do, and we think you'll have fun doing it. And there are some perks which we're working on right now that our volunteers will all get. Okay, next on the agenda, happening next week, and you may have seen it if you've been following our posts on Facebook, and you may have seen it because you're getting emails from nonprofit organizations throughout the region. That is because we're telling you Tuesday, June 8th, put it on your calendar. It all starts at 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I call it 24 Hours of Love because that's what it is. And this is New Hampshire Gives, which is an incredible task force that helps nonprofits throughout the state of New Hampshire come together for a focused push to help nonprofits for 24 hours to help them financially with a gift. And it's powerful. It's statewide, 24-hour online fundraising event. It builds community. It connects donors to local nonprofits, and just creates all this excitement about nonprofit sector. And my God, the state of New Hampshire, let alone the Monadnock region, what nonprofits do to take care of people in all sorts of ways is amazing. So the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation and other organizations get together to put this focus of this one day, this 24 hours. So join your neighbors from across the Granite State for this 24 hours of giving. We ask you to consider the Park Theater and a gift of any size. It doesn't, any size gift. But one thing to know is that the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation have pulled together a whole bunch of individuals and charitable foundations so that there is $300,000 available for to be given away in matching, dollar-for-dollar matches, each one up to $250. And they vary during the day, and we'll be telling you more about that. But so your gift, your gift of 25 can be instantly a gift of 50. And things like, and you can't beat the matching. So help us, help all nonprofits, but we'll be giving you lots of reminders, I guarantee you, between now and Tuesday, June 8th at 5 p.m. Just to know not to forget those 24 hours. We'll be sending out an email blast very shortly. There'll be Instagram posts. There'll be Twitter posts. There have already been Facebook posts. And we're talking about it on Monadnock Tonight. But it's a great time. For us, it's a perfect aperture for a time of giving, because now, as we prepare the theater, really the building is built. What we're doing right now is getting the equipment. And the equipment is everything from our lighting and rigging. It sounds mundane, but you need them. It's vacuum cleaners. It's refrigerators. It's all those types of things. We need LED screens. We need all sorts of things that make a theater work well, and concession equipment. We need a popcorn machine. We need a commercial microwave and refrigeration, ice making, all those types of things. So for us, this time couldn't come at a better time for the Park Theater as we're purchasing these items, and we hope that for us, as well as for all other nonprofits, that it's a big day. And thanks to everyone at New Hampshire Gives for pulling this together. It's a remarkable event. It does not happen easily. A lot of time, a lot of effort has been put into this. We just ask to consider us. And you can go to, I think I had it on here. I'm going to go back again. If you go there now, well, I'd say bookmark it. You can't give anything right now, but when you go to the parktheater.org, NH Gives, that takes you right to the, you click again when you get to our website, and you go to the New Hampshire Gives website page for the Park Theater. And but we'll be giving you updates on how to get to it as we get closer to Tuesday at 5, and certainly for those 24 hours, we'll be reminding you that it's a great time to give to nonprofits and to the Park Theater. Next topic, we talked about volunteers, but we will have paid employees at the theater. And we haven't officially done a lot of word out on it yet, but it's coming soon enough that we want to let people know that we will be looking for certain people with certain talents. And here, that's not the one. That's back to volunteer. Excuse me. No, it's that one. Job opportunities. Yes. So these are, for the most part, they're hourly jobs. But do you have, here are some of the ones. Do you have theater job experience? Have you worked in a theater as a summer job, as a theater at your college or high school? Just in general, that's a good thing, and we can use that. Do you have tech experience? Have you worked digital projectors? Have you worked lighting boards and sound boards and lighting rigging? Do you have retail experience, just working with customers? That's great experience. And just, for box office, cashier experience, handling money and credit cards and all those types of things. And we always need help with our fundraising, so there are parts of that we need. Do you have art and layout experience? We're always designing posters, flyers, social media, all those types of things. We're going to have lots of places where businesses can buy ads, program guides, annual guides, sponsorships, also, before a movie starts, all those type of things. And I was just talking about curtain time at a theater, but it's that adrenaline. I think if you talk to anyone that's ever worked in a theater, certainly live theater, concerts, and professional theater, community theater, before that curtain is raised, it's your blood is moving, is running through you fast. But it's a great rush, and movies are just fun movies. I mean, I know as when I did some ushering in my younger years, you end up seeing the French Connection 22 times, but that's okay. But there are many, many things to do around here, as I've outlined. So if you have resumes, I'll go back to the slide. if you have resumes and one of these things might match up to your experience, or you think your experience might match up to what we're going to be presenting at the theater, send it to info@theparktheater.org. And if you have a granddaughter or a grandson or a niece or a nephew or a brother or a sister, it's tough hiring right now, as you probably have seen all over, and you talk to anyone who owns a business. It's tough. It's very, very tough. But, wait a minute. I'm just seeing Joe Johnson said Top Gun 2. He wants to see Top Gun 2. All right, Joe. I'm sorry I missed that. It was earlier in the day, but I see a comment came through. That is possible. That is definitely possible. So let's be on the lookout. That is one of the biggies coming up, is Top Gun 2. So, again, info@theparktheater.org if you think you might have the right stuff to be an employee of the Park Theater. Again, we're a nonprofit. Money is always tight with nonprofits, so we're slowly going to build up our paid team, but it will grow over time. It will grow over time. That's why I have to say that volunteers are so important. But we can't survive on only volunteers, and we know that. So we will have some paid positions as well. So I figured I'd get that out there and have people give us a holler, and we'd love to look at their resumes, look at their experience, and meet them. And if they've got a great smile, a great personality, smart and confident, and and happy, I think they may have the right stuff. That's it. It's not going to be the longest show today. However, we got some important stuff going on. Virtual Park Theater with all the shows with live concerts we've got. Please take advantage of that. Soon we will have live concerts right here, but in the interim, stream them online. Great performers, great performances. But let's not forget volunteers, very important. New Hampshire Gives, extremely important. Job Opps, extremely important. But I'd like to end with something fun and a little bit of a surprise. I don't know if, according to what age you are, you may or may not know who Betty Boop was. Betty Boop was a cartoon character, a beloved cartoon character, during the 1930s. And it was created by a cartoonist and a Disney arch rival, Max Fleischer. He did all the Superman cartoons in the 40s. He did Gulliver's Travels. If you haven't seen that, we will show it. We showed it in the River Street Theater. We will show it in all its restored glory on the big screen here. But he created this character in 1930 as part of something he had called Talkertoons. And remember, 1930, very early with sound. This particular one is the Cinderella story with Betty Boop as Cinderella. Remember, Disney's Cinderella did not debut until 1950. Betty's voice is that of, and for almost most of them, not all of them, but most of them, is a woman named Mae Questel. And you might remember Mae. She played Aunt Bethany in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Crazy Aunt Bethany. And but she has the most distinctive, high-pitched voice that you will ever hear. And once you hear Betty, you're going to say, "Oh, I've heard that voice before." She did many commercials and passed away about 20 years ago, I believe. But I think she did a lot of films with feature films in roles like Aunt Bethany and crazy characters. There are some great songs in Betty Boop's Cinderella. The color in this is a little strange, but of the ones that I've found of the film, it's 10 minutes long. But even though the color's a little off, it is the best print. There are very few scratches. It is a really high-definition print of the film. I don't believe that this was the intended color. I have to research that more to find out if it was. The color, as I say, color's a little off. Sound is good. The print is beautiful. So, without further ado, Max Fleischer's Betty Boop, Cinderella, 1934.
I'm just a poor Cinderella. Nobody loves me, it seems. And like a poor Cinderella, I find my romance and dreams. For that's where I meet my Prince Charming. When I'm with him, cares fade away. I'm just a poor Cinderella, but I'll be a princess someday. Cinderella! Get ready for the ball. Hurry up, give me a push. Can't you see that we are rushing? Hurry up, go get my bus. You're too slow, why don't you I hope you enjoyed the ball. Nobody loves me.
Cinderella, pretty Cinderella, you're unhappy, I can see. I'm your fairy godmother, listen to me. Dry your little eyes, there is no need to cry at all. You're so kind and gentle, you'll go to the ball. Go fetch me a pumpkin, a large one, my dear, 6 mice and 2 lizards, and bring them right here.
Oh, here they are. Oh. Here they are.
You can never be half as happy as we. I'm so overjoyed to be with you, and this is why I was almost cut up for pumpkin pie.
Oh, my. Oh.
My lady.
Oh. Ooh.
Remember, when the clock strikes 12, you must be home by then. For should you fail to be in bed, you'll be in rags again. Remember, remember, remember.
Oh. For that's where I meet my Prince Charming. When I'm with him, cares fade away.
They call her poor Cinderella.
But I'll be a princess someday.
Hail the prince!
Oh.
And like a poor Cinderella, I find my romance in dreams. Ba-ba-ba-bee, ba-ba-ba-ba-bee.
Woo!
Silence! Who was that beautiful maiden? Have you no tongues? Then I, the prince, do now declare, whosoever this slipper can wear, my throne will share.
I'm just a poor Cinderella, but I'll be a princess someday.
Now you see, it's all your
My fault, well, you impudent thing.
Oh, shut up, you jealous fool.
How dare you? For 2 pence, I'd slap your face.
Oh, you will, Rick, you? Yes, I will. What are you going to do about it?